Hey, Dan Denley here from GuitarZoom.com, and now I want to show you how I set up my amplifier for clean sound. I've made another video about how I set up kind of my dirty sounds, my kind of crunchy, distorted sounds. And now this amp, I'm going to show you how I'm getting kind of a, all the clean sounds that I want out of it. So depending on what style of music I'm playing, if I'm just like going, if I'm going for something like that, then I've got kind of this bassy, robust sound. And the way I'm getting that is, essentially I'm using this old pedal right here called a sonic stomp. To be really perfectly honest with you, I don't even know if they make this pedal anymore. But it's called a sonic stomp, and it's by a BBE. I think that's the name of the company. Yeah, BBE. And it's called a BBE Sonic Stomp Sonic Maximizer. And I like this pedal. I think it sounds pretty good. Now, if I turn it off, and here it is again. So there it is, that thing kind of really boosted. Now, up here on the actual head, there's a 100-watt amplifier. It's a tube amp, right? I got 4 12 Celestion speakers down here. So 4 12-inch speakers. So that's what it means by 412. And then I've got, I'm on this master channel A here. So you can tell right now I've got the volume all the way down to like 2, because otherwise I'd be maxing up my microphone. And I've got the reverb turned up to about 4. The presence is on about 4. The bass is all the way up. The mids are around 3. The treble's on about 7. And then the lead gain is interesting. For the clean channel, you even have a lead gain. You can turn that gain all the way up, and you're going to get a little bit of distortion, actually. But that might be a sound that you want to go for. Generally, if I'm going to go for distortion, I'm going to switch it over to this other channel. All right. Versus just this. So if you turn that lead gain up too much, you're going to get a little bit of crunch. Now, for that kind of warm sound, I'm also doing something interesting with my guitar, okay? I'm using only one pickup on this particular guitar. It's a Tom Anderson. I'm only using this front pickup right now. Now I can switch it, and I can go, let's say, to the front and then this back humbucker. It's going to change the sound a little bit, but if I go, you hear that? And this thing has what they call a switcheroo system. It's kind of complicated, but the bottom line is your guitar is probably only going to have maybe like 2 or 3 positions, depending on what kind of guitar you have. If you've got 2 pickups, probably you're going to have a way to switch that on to the front pickup, maybe turn on both of them and then flip it to the back. All this depends on the kind of tone that you want to get. But I'm going for kind of a warm tone most of the time when I'm playing clean stuff. So I'm using the front pickup, and generally you'll want to switch your guitar to something on the front pickup to get that sound. Otherwise, it depends on the sound you want, but if you want to, you could flip it down and you get the kind of that really thin tone, right? Now, the other interesting thing that I'm doing is I'm also using my tone knob to give me some tone. So I don't have the tone all the way bright. If I go all the way up like this, you hear how it gets really bright? Well, it's a little bit too bright for me, so I turn it down about here. Okay, so that's another thing that another kind of weapon in my arsenal is I'm using this tone knob to get a little bit different sound. But generally, that's the settings I use for my clean channel. And you can do the same thing on your amp. Of course, unless you have a Marshall, it's going to look a little bit different. But that's generally the idea. Okay? So for more tips and tricks, check out GuitarZoom.com. I'm Dan Denley.